today we're going to do a past life reading, and we're going to pick the cards for 3 piles from this deck here. Let's see, can we get card 1, please? There it is. Okay. We have Whale, Limitless Possibility for group 1. Here it is. We have Dear, Trust for group 2. And group 3 is Polar Bear, Powerful Allies. My, we've got 4 blue shades of cards. And if you like to pick with crystals, I'm going to add 3 blue crystals to match. Okay, take a few minutes to pick the card and crystal combination that you prefer, and we will begin in a moment. Okay, welcome. Pile 1. We're going to use the Uncover Your Past Life Oracle in order to get your past life reading today. We're going to find out what roles you may have played, and we're going to find out what traumas might have emerged in your past life. Okay, let's see, can we please have some information about group 1's past life? Okay. Oh my, we have a world war that would have been recent, but I believe some of you could have passed in a world war and returned to have your past life evaluated. You could have been from World War I or World War II. Yeah, actually, I think there's only 2 wars to choose from. If we're to, oh my, okay. So we've got health issues from your past life as well. And let's do one more card for your, oh my gosh, I'm seeing this one right here. Communications. Okay, I'm seeing that you were communicating perhaps as a soldier in a past life with perhaps a loved one or family member, and there may have been trauma surrounding that. For example, perhaps you emailed, that wouldn't have happened in a World War I or II, but perhaps you were sending letters to a love, and a trauma from this might have been the love never received the letters or never sent any letters back to you, or they sent you letters to cut off the relationship, and that's where the trauma may have been. We're going to flip these over actually and explore the traumas. Let's see. Exile might have been a trauma. This could have happened in context of a world war. If, say, you defaulted or left the military before you were discharged or honorably discharged, and that might have produced some difficulties in your prior life. Let's see, we also have among World War, we have a Holocaust, so you could have had trauma as a Holocaust survivor, or an individual who was killed in gas chambers or from starvation, or you may have been bombed on Hiroshima, or you could have been an Allied invader or an Allied defender. And on the trauma, we have oppression. So it's possible that that you may have experienced oppression during the World War. Perhaps you were not one of the individuals who was enacting the Holocaust, but instead was on the receiving end of the Holocaust. Let's take a look. Health issues. It could have been that during the military experiences you may have been wounded, and it's possible that the sanitary, like through unsanitary conditions, you might have developed gangrene and or been exposed to other contagious illnesses that were passing through barracks, and you may have died in that way, actually, instead of died by any other means. We have here for trauma, slander. So that might be associated again with leaving the military under conditions in which you were trying to hide your leaving. This could also been slandering your name or slandering your Jewish ethnicity as part of the Holocaust. So it sounds to me like you did indeed have some serious past lives with war-related trauma. Let's explore, we're going to explore with the past life oracle cards what other traumas may have emerged, or what other past lives may have been existing other than the one that we have looked at here, or how we might get some more information. So if we could please have some additional information. I see this card actually. Oh. Native American. Okay, so actually, if we're talking about war scenarios and oppression, you and exile, that connects with the Native American past, where you may have been one of the members on the Trail of Tears, and you may actually have passed because of the health issues. You couldn't make it through the travel. Many individuals lost their life in the travel to the exiled locations. So that brings in exile. You were forcibly moved from your location to other locations, and this was for sure a form of oppression. So we're seeing actually potentially a theme of at least 2 or more prior life experiences in which your ethnicity was the reason for oppression, and this may have caused some definite difficulty. So let's explore some ways that you can consider healing. And we're just going to get some affirmations from the Healing Mantra deck. What can Pile 1 do in this lifetime to heal the traumas from the past? Anchoring the light. The light is always with me. So find yourself a source of comfort through spirituality. And if you're comfortable, consider learning about the Native American spirituality and calling upon your ancestors. If you may have Native American ancestors from a previous life. This might give you permission to explore Native American culture and consider adding Native American strategies such as burning sage in order to cleanse yourself. Let's see, can we have one more message on healing for pile 1? Okay, we'll take 2 messages. Okay. I don't choose sides, I take a stand. Okay, so actually this is calling you to engage in advocacy for oppressed peoples in your current life. So you can decide if you are interested in advocacy for Native American populations, if you're interested in advocacy for LGBTQ populations, those who have experienced oppression. If you make it your life's work or your life's hobby to engage in advocacy efforts, this can help you heal your past experiences. This may lead you to encountering conflict. For example, if you're in if you're picketing organizations or so on, this can lead to some conflict, but it's a conflict that is going to emerge with you victorious in healing your trauma and in advocating for current groups who are in need of advocating. So pick your group, whoever you feel currently the most close to. The value of my life increases each time I appreciate everything in it. Which is allowing appreciation. So this is saying that gratitude is a therapeutic approach that would be important for you. You can start developing a gratitude journal. You can focus your gratitude in on exploring your ethnicity or other ethnic groups and writing what you appreciate about your own and other ethnic groups, and what you appreciate about your life now, and maybe go back and explore Holocaust and Native American oppression times, and do some writing about what can you appreciate, like who are important figures who have been advocates at the time of these oppression, and how can you demonstrate appreciation for them. And you can do some say Native American rituals or other forms of rituals that demonstrate your appreciation and your advocacy for others. Okay, let's pull the Angelic Lightwork Healing Oracle for some more healing messages on what might be beneficial for you to contemplate for healing. These cards are so big. I'm going to try it this way. Yes, I'm hoping I get. Can we please have some more healing messages? We've had some past lives for group 1 that have originated in ethnic trauma, oppression, exile, pain, and we wish for some healing messages that can be provided. Let's hear. Let's take this message here. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay, past life, present power. Okay, let's actually read the guidebook on that one. We quite clearly, this is a message about your past life, and this is a message about healing your past lives, and you got, wow, I'm truly amazed. I was not expecting that. So let's see what we can read about this. The healing of past life issues can arise at any time. Fortunately, we don't have to see that past life or know the exact details for healing to occur. Everything we need for healing is at our disposal, now in this lifetime. However, knowing that past life patterns are arising can help us understand why an issue seems so ingrained in us or another. It can also help us experience spontaneous compassion that frees us from judgment and creates space for healing. This oracle brings the guidance that you are working on an issue with roots in past lives. As you continue to heal through this process, you will free yourself from constraints on many levels and experience a karmic clearing. The challenge you may now be experiencing will be so worth the effort required to move through. If you are wondering whether your heartfelt desire to walk a particular path is related to your soul evolution and life purpose, the answer is yes. So let's review. We've got, you can call upon Archangel Raphael. You now awaken divine healing, inspiration, and renewal within me for the greatest good of all. The sacred breath, the power of fresh air upon which you travel, ushers in a new cycle, clears away the past, and refreshes my heart and mind with optimism. Please hold and protect sacred space where healing shall happen according to divine grace. I open my heart to you, my dear angelic friend. Please empower and bless this sacred work. So be it. I want to call forth again this point for the greatest good of all, that each person who does their work of healing helps heal the greater good, helps heal all individuals. As you heal yourself, your interaction with other people can become healing to them as well. And we have some more. Beloved Archangel Raphael, you are divine healing, manifesting beyond the apparent limitations of space and time. Your eyes are ever seeing, and your knowledge can overcome all obstructions and damage to body, mind, and heart and soul. Okay, well, I think that is your reading. We don't have to continue on. I want to wish you luck and heartfelt hope for your healing process. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day, Group 1. You're ever seeing, and your knowledge can overcome all obstructions and damage to body, mind, and heart and soul. Okay, well, I think that is your reading. We don't have to continue on. I want to wish you luck and heartfelt hope for your healing process. Thank you very much and have a wonderful day, Group 1. Hello, Group 2. Hello again, Group 2. You have selected Dear with Trust, which perhaps indicates that in this current life, you might be having issues with trust that is actually rooted in your past life. So we're going to use the Uncover Past Lives Oracle. You don't need those extra ones. And see if we can get some messages about what your past life may have been and what kind of traumas you may have experienced. So we have two. Okay, so we have group living, and it looks like we have Native American huts. So the previous Group 1 also had Native American references, so you might want to contemplate that. We also have diet here with gluttony or vegetarianism, fasting or deprivation, nutritional or food issues. And let's take one more message about your past life. Let's take this one here. Magic. Ooh. Oh my goodness, this is exciting. Okay, so I'm not sure where the trauma's coming from magic, but what might have been the case is that maybe you were a witch in your past life and you were practicing magical arts, and you may have been hunted in the witch trials at that time. So we're going to flip these over and explore what the traumas were. There we go, loss of status or reputation that might have been associated with, you may have had a good standing in your group as the individual that people would go to for healing. And then as we had other church members or group members come in and start looking for witches, then you lost your status amongst your group. And it's possible that this was a group living experience, and having lost your status amongst the group was quite problematic. So this may have been where the issues with trust are arising. We also have here mental illness as this trauma. So I'm guessing that there was probably post-traumatic stress occurring that was in relation to your treatment, and perhaps the witch trials that could have occurred. There was likely some anxiety and depression related to this loss of status and reputation. And now, how does diet come about in here? You might have been deprived, fasting or food deprivation. You might have been deprived of food at that time. And your trauma was, oh goodness, okay, physical or sexual abuse within likely the group communal living might have allowed for opportunities for physical or sexual abuse to occur during that time frame. And it's possible that if there was a status where amongst the group there was reputation of like virginity being valuable, then loss of that could have led to loss of reputation in the group. And that itself also was likely a PTSD or post-traumatic stress syndrome occurrence that likely happened. So you might have PTSD from a prior life experience that is undergirding your trust issues currently. So let's get a card with a little bit of perhaps more clarity on the past life role that you may have experienced. If we can have for group 2 some exploration of any other roles or any other environmental conditions that occurred in these past lives. I'm feeling this one. Oh, Egypt. Okay. Okay, so this might be a different past life than the one we were considering, but it's possible that you were in some sort of high-ranking priesthood scenario, and perhaps some use of magic related to Egyptian beliefs were occurring. So you may have been a priest or priestess, sorcerer or sorceress, engaging in alchemy at the time. And the lesson actually that might have been associated with this was using your power. You may have been betrayed, with our lack of trust here, of your position of power, which resulted in that loss of status or reputation in this Egyptian lifetime. And let's take a look at your lesson here. Your lesson may have been forgiveness of the individuals who perhaps stripped you of your power. And your lesson here might be seeing the bigger picture. And so the bigger picture might have been that the person was jealous of you, that you weren't necessarily misusing their power, or your power, that you were using your power appropriately, and they were exhibiting jealousy and took you down, and therefore it wasn't your fault. But the bigger picture is that maybe forgiveness might help you to heal trust issues. Let's explore Angelic Lightwork Healing Oracle. Actually, we're going to do the healing mantra first to find out what sort of healing messages can come through. Let's see. Are these upside down? I think they are. Oh, okay. This is it. Processing grief. Okay, so this scenario potentially across 2 different lives, particularly with abuse, may have led to feelings of grief, and you're not certain like where the grief is coming from, but it's leading to maybe feelings of depression currently that you have. So my losses prove how deeply I am loved is the message going on with processing grief. But I would ultimately recommend that processing grief should not be done alone. That I recommend that you perhaps work with a therapist on grief therapy approaches that can help you process. And even though we have forgiveness as a lesson here, we do not have to forgive the perpetrator, but we might consider forgiving ourselves, and that can also sometimes help in these kind of situations. Just having a general feeling of forgiveness can cause anger and depression to lose their power, and bitterness to lose power over you. So the healing, sometimes we can't expect another person, especially if this is a past life. We can't go back to that person or people and ask for the forgiveness because they're not in your life anymore, and so you can't get that directly from them. And so the process of forgiveness is going to need to happen internally for you. Oh, I'm hearing anchoring the light as well. These colors are matching your trust as well. We have the light is always within me. Is this came up in pile 1? I can't remember. You might explore pile 1 as well. So this is also suggesting that that it would be recommended for you to do loving kindness meditation. Loving kindness meditation has you bring down an anchor light to yourself, in which you love your family members, then you love your neighbors down the street, and then you go outward, people you know less and less, and you send light and love to the world, and you also make sure to send light and love to yourself. And loving kindness meditation can help with the processing of grief situation you have going on here. So let's now move on to the Angelic Lightwork Healing Oracle. And we're going to ask for a healing message for group 2. If we could have a healing message for group 2, please. A healing message. There we go. Actually, this one's coming out too. Okay. Let's look at this one first. Manifesting blessings. Your processing grief wants to go over your trust card. Okay. Manifestation blessings for progress. So you might explore the law of attraction or law of assumption, And let's see what we can read for manifesting blessings for progress. The soul knows how to manifest money and all the resources you need for peace and progress on your life path. Archangel Uriel brings the guidance that your heartfelt desires are not separate from nor in competition with anyone or anything. Okay, actually this is coming back to the Egyptian lifespan, where your loss of reputation or status might have been due to another person kind of taking down. And this might be leading you to feel a form of competition in current life. And that competition is causing a sense of bringing back up this information here. So you might have to work on the competitive feature that you're experiencing in life in order to reduce those feelings. The fulfillment of your heart supports the liberation of all beings. Let go of the belief that you must constantly fight for what you want and relax into your heart to enhance the naturally magnetic power of your life. There are many ideas for you to bring to fruition and many blessings that can flow through your loving heart for the greater good. Stand true in your purpose and expect your path to open up for you. Your increasingly fearless heart will attract increasingly radical abundance and grace. One step at a time, all things will flourish in the goodness of divine grace. Let's take a look at this one right here. We have honor your worth. Okay, having lost your status or reputation might actually make you feel currently in this life that you don't have as much worth. You don't see yourself with the value that you actually have. So let's see what honoring thy worth says to us. Many beings wish to be granted the tremendous honor and opportunity of a precious human birth. Amongst the apparent polarities and tensions of spirit and flesh, light and dark, sacred and profane, rests the potential for embodied joyfulness, awakening beyond conditioning, and freedom grounded in loving peace. Archangel Uriel asks you to give up stories of unworthiness, shame, or guilt. These are aspects that can come through when you process grief as well. It is within the power of your heart to grant yourself the spiritual reprieve necessary to know true freedom and responsibility for your path. You have much within you that is of tremendous worth and can be shared simply, kindly, and daily with yourself and for the benefit of others. You are worthy of so much. Recognize this and receive. That is a beautiful message. Okay, pile 2, this is the message that we have for you with regard to your past life traumas and ways that you can heal. Hello, group 3. We have the polar bear with powerful allies for your past life reading. Today we are going to start with the past life roles that you might have had, and then we're going to explore past life traumas that might have been associated with these. So if we can have for group 2, religious devotion. Oh, I'm sorry, group 3. We are on to group 3 now. Can we have more information for past life and past life traumas for here for group 3? Ah, swindler. Interesting. Let's see. We want one more. I would like one more. It is actually coming out right here. Oh, loss of a loved one, death. That can indeed be a trauma. Okay, so we have evangelical, extremist, mystical, reverent, religious devotion. Interestingly enough, we were seeing a cross here, so it was possible that you may have experienced a persecution for religious belief at some point, or you knew of someone and you had a family member who was persecuted and due to religious belief, and you lost them and you processed the grief of that. We have war, unexplained disappearance, abandonment, and death. For swindler here, we have perpetrator, evaded capture, swindled, exposed. So exposed could have been that someone gave up the information that you or a family member or loved one were belonging to a particular religious institution that was being potentially persecuted. So we're going to see what the traumas were. Abandonment, actually, where you're seeing abandonment right here as well. So you might have experienced a sense of abandonment when a family member died, or in fact, a family member might have died, but the family member might have left. It's also possible that the friend or love or family member chose religious devotion over a life with you. So it's possible that they went to convent or nun, or joined as a religious organization as a pope or pastor, or any form that disallowed them from having a relationship with somebody, and so you felt abandoned by them in that scenario there. Let's see what we have here. Betrayal. Okay. Okay, so you might have felt betrayed when the other individual chose some other life path that did not involve you. And that might have when you felt swindled out of a life plan that you had with that individual. Ooh, this is seemingly quite painful, actually. Let's see, and we have again a loss of status or reputation. So it's possible that that they were in a high position, and that if you did not marry them, then you lost a status opportunity that you might have had. Or it could have been that when you were, or on the opposite end, if you were persecuted for your religious belief, then that might have been a betrayal and trauma that led to your own loss of status or reputation amongst your group. You were swindled out of these scenarios. So there's multiple ways that these could possibly have panned out in a past life, and actually it could be that there were multiple past lives with you having these different experiences coming forward that ultimately still brought these to bear. So let's see if we can get any more detail. Okay, so we have angels. Oh, okay, this is bringing a new twist, I think, to the interpretation. So if you were the one who had religious devotion, and you were perhaps maybe persecuted for your religious beliefs through the swindler, someone doing a betrayal trauma towards you, like the betrayal trauma that we have here. And then it's possible that this was your death, and your death could not be avoided by calling upon the angels, or calling upon whatever religious or spiritual high powerful ally that you felt connected to, and then that caused you to lose that connection to this spiritual facet that you had going on, and this lead to the feelings of abandonment. You're abandoned by perhaps your God or your angels or your spiritual beliefs or advisors. So let's see what we've got in terms of your healing approach. That would be good. So can we get a message for, actually, I think this one pulling up. Okay. Only the highest possibilities come to be, whether I envision them or not. So releasing expectations. So it actually may be to release the expectation that you would be saved, to resolve the anger that you are feeling with regard to not having your expectations be not met by this spiritual approach, and instead changing your interpretation to honoring adversity here. A fire reveals a path of renewed direction once the burning is complete. So actually possible that this might have been your death on say a burning effigy related to spiritual beliefs. This could have been witch persecution trials as well. So try to think of that instead in terms of your having lived through this fire caused you to be a phoenix that rises from the flame, and you can burn off all of the anger and expectations in honoring this form of adversity that you experience, because it leads to spiritual growth, or it leads to an improvement in your own spiritual process. And then let's now take a look at what can we pull from the Angelic Lightwork Healing Oracle. Can we get a message for group 3 with regard to how to heal this past life trauma that actually seems to be religious trauma syndrome? I would recommend looking that up. Okay. Can we get a message? Let's take this one here. Special healing for the open-hearted. And let's take another message. Breakthrough into light. Okay. So let's read the special healing for the open-hearted. 15. Those with sensitive, open hearts and kind natures can feel the divine presence more than most. Okay, that's beautiful. So this could have been you in the past life, and maybe this same approach is coming through in your current life, where you have a sensitive, open heart and you feel the divine presence. This is your powerful ally in life, but maybe you're struggling with that still. This is a great gift, yet sometimes they will suffer more because they feel so much. In their unwillingness to continue the spread of the hate, fear, abuse, and judgment that they experience in the world, Such souls may unintentionally take in such energies and direct them towards themselves. So that might be suggesting that you might have an inner critic. And it could be that your current religious experiences in this life made you feel even more of an inner critic. That's possible, but it could be that your general soul approach to life, or maybe family experiences, caused you to experience an inner critic as well. They may swing from feeling too much to being overwhelmed and finding it difficult to feel anything at all. Self-harming may manifest and include body shaming or self-hatred, which exhausts the heart, mind, and body over time. Fortunately, these conditions can be overcome. The beautiful heart, strengthened through this experience, can become a vessel for compassion rather than absorption, an example of strength rather than suffering. This oracle brings your heart a special message of love, respect, and hope. There is healing for you now. It is your time. Your heart shall know peace again. These are good words for you. Let's see. Break through into light. The need to break through negative energy, habits, or thoughts arises whenever our inner self is ready to outgrow what has been. So you're outgrowing and you're ready to outgrow this past life. This is an exciting and positive development. It might feel comforting to recognize our negativity. So it's possible that you might be experiencing negative energy, habits, or thoughts, or you may have absorbed those, just like your other card suggested. It can even be difficult to let go of its familiarity. We can learn to rely on negative thinking as a safety or self-protection mechanism, or even as a way of fitting in with a crowd. This card brings the message that a loving refreshment of your thoughts and energies is due, and will support you in moving forward on your life path. So group 3, I welcome you into your healing, and if this resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and place a message, comment below. Have a wonderful day, and may you have a beautiful path forward.